Hello, this video lecture will look at the concept of the business model and the business model canvas and discuss their important role in making a business competitive and viable. This video will also offer some advice on completing the canvas and its place in your studies over the next 3 weeks. The business model canvas will be your focus for the remaining 3 weeks of the module, when we'll be exploring the 9 segments of the canvas and see how they all fit together. The business model concept suggests that it isn't just a case of paying attention to the different aspects of the business, but how you combine those aspects. It also recognizes that business planning is a dynamic and ongoing process, which at these early stages cannot be reduced to a single definitive plan. As you continue to explore and gain new intelligence about your market and your customers, then your canvas will change to accommodate these new insights. It's important to recognize that the business model canvas is not a traditional business plan. The traditional business plan is long, definitive and fixed. The business model canvas is flexible and iterative. Actually, you might be surprised to find how very few businesses start up with a business plan. According to Schumann and Seeger, only 49% of businesses start up with a formal business plan. This is not to say that planning has not taken place, but it's not about producing a blueprint at this stage. It's about continuing to be open to opportunity and to listen to the evidence. Following the logic of the lean startup method, this should ensure your business idea is well researched and has the best chance of survival. According to Castrogiovanni, there are 3 good reasons to create a business plan. One is to signal or symbolize to potential investors that you are serious and that you have undertaken research. The second is the learning that comes from planning. Yes, planning is about learning about your market and understanding it better. And the third reason to plan is to improve efficiency, which comes as a result of the frequent exploring and reviewing. Therefore, planning is not a static process, it's dynamic and iterative. And the business model canvas is the perfect tool for helping you to get to grips with your business idea and for presenting it to interested parties and stakeholders. You will have already read about examples of business models, and in particular, contemporary business models. Take, for example, Uber. What did they do differently? It wasn't a new product or service. People had been running taxi services for years, centuries even. The model had been based around taxi firms who would be the middle person between the customer and the driver. Often the firms would own the cars and pay drivers as employees. But what Uber did was to remove the middle person, as well as drawing on the latent capacity of thousands of people with cars who could potentially become drivers. This is just about thinking differently about how to arrange, manage and exploit raw resources and unused capacity. You might think about 3D printing in this regard. How many printers are out there that are not being used? Are there opportunities to exploit this latent capacity? Check out Exometry, who have exploited this and created a network of suppliers, which means it can make 3D manufacturing speedy and reliable. Turning to the business model canvas, it's not only about filling in the 9 different segments, but also checking for coherence and robustness. For example, if your product is low cost and high volume, you should not be thinking about extensive aftercare and customer service. Or again, if you are high value and niche, you might not be thinking about your customers in terms of mass markets. Again, while you might be starting with one product and one customer type, this model is inherently risky. Are there ways in which you can extend and diversify both of these categories? If so, it will help make your planning more robust. So I hope that this has helped explain the concept of the business model and the role of the business model canvas. Over the next 3 sessions, it's important that you start filling in the segments and completing the model. But it's also important that you continue to review and reflect upon your assumptions and iterate where necessary in order to produce a more robust business model.